This is it. No more running. All right, we're in the house. That's it. That's the door. What is that? It looks like the heart. It looks like the heart of the house. It's the heart of Constance, Nevercracker's wife. Let's do this. Oh my God. It's the heart of Constance. She's still alive. I always knew you were hiding something, Mr. Nevercracker. Okay, so my name is DJ. Nice to meet you all out there. And me, along with some friends, Chowder and Jenny, we became, well, it was me first. We started to become suspicious. I started to become suspicious of this house across the street of a man named Mr. Nevercracker. And ever since, like long before the house is doing whatever it's doing, he's been so serious. He's been so strict about everybody coming up on his lawn. Like everything that ends up on that lawn never comes off. Like every kid's toy that ended up there, they never got it back. And we're trying to make sure they get it back this Halloween because we need everybody to be happy this Halloween. So ever since Nevercracker had his heart attack, the house has started to have a mind of its own. And now tensions are high and the stakes are higher. And now me and my friends have to investigate. And here we are in this house. And we didn't even have to keep it. We did not take an eye off of it once. We even had to take our facilities with us. And now we're about to make our report. Let's do this. So no adults believe any of us. It doesn't believe me or my friends. Assertion that a neighboring residence is a living creature that means to harm us. But with Halloween approaching fast, we must find a way to destroy the structure before innocent trick-or-treaters meet ghastly ends and never come out of that house alive. They go to sleep and they never wake up. So Monster House is an animated picture that traditionally ages well, ages slowly. It was released back in 2006, around the time where 3D animation was dominating. And the story of this classic Halloween family fantasy is fairly simple. However, the greatest strength of Monster House is the mysterious undertone of why Nevercracker is so protective of his property. Starting out, we clearly see that Nevercracker ain't one to play with. He's so protective of his property. And he is angry at anybody who trespasses his lawn. But in order for a story to be told, some things, have to speak for themselves. Enter Act 2. Act 2 takes Nevercracker out of the picture and it takes the eye on the real prize of the movie. His house, his bride. The soul of his bride is in this house, keeping this house alive and manifesting itself. So it seems like I have been stalking him for a long time and counting everything he has taken away from every kid who ends up on his lawn. Like basketballs, toy planes, toy cars, video games. I've seen it all. He even took my friend Chowder's basketball. And in my eyes, that man's a psycho. If I thought that was crazy, then I don't know the whole picture, and apparently I didn't. I had no idea that Monster House takes place during the 80s, so the effort and lengths these kids go through, that we go through to convince every authority we can, about everything this house is doing to terrorize any unwelcome guests is just flat out hilarious, but it's scary at the same time. I don't think it is far-fetched to say that me and my friends, we remind me of Stranger Things a lot. It's 11 and her crew. Furthermore, the tensions exponentially rise with the number of victims we see become trapped in the house, and this only creates more of a race against time rather than stopping or unsolving the mystery about the house for the sake of knowing. The side characters are the ones that make this adventure funny, but this mostly comes from everybody outside of the three of us, like Z, Skull, Bones, and the officers. My parents, as you would expect, are completely clueless about everything that's been going on about Nevercracker. All they see is their son looking at a creepy old man through a spyglass through a window. That's all they know. They don't know the whole picture. They don't know how long I've been obsessed with this man. But the journey that I go through, from counting everything that Nevercracker has taken to the mystery behind why the house is suddenly haunting me, is entertaining and memorable to the bare minimum. What these characters bring to the table make it look more like a kid's movie, despite having the intention of being a Halloween family film. As a family film, it exceeds to where everyone in the family can enjoy it, and kids will be terrified during the visual horror of it, like some of the shots of a paranormal video at home tape. I, Chowder, and Jenny, and my eyes are like the generic group of three friends, where it's either two boys and a girl or two girls and a boy, aka relatively called a love triangle. It is not always a love triangle with these types of movies in 2000s, but it is a pattern in most family films during this era when it comes to a kid and his friends. The backstory with Nevercracker and his wife Constance is the most rewarding revelation about this movie, about why this movie even exists. It all started with a love story that took a dip in tragedy. Not an end, but a dip. And since then, Mr. Nevercracker has been trying to defend his wife from anybody trying to harm her. Just because she died, that didn't mean her soul left. Her soul really did rest in peace beyond the grave. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 75% recommendation. To ask the question if Monster House still holds up as an animated film is debatable, but it is definitely a film that one could go back to every year for the family during the spooky season. I think it deserves a C, 7.5 out of 10. So my rating is synonymous. Our thoughts are synonymous with the percentage of Rotten Tomatoes. But that is all of our report on the Monster House. You can let me know if you would go back and read this report. You would go back and experience this for yourself each and every year. But it was nice meeting you guys. And now I'm about to dump these facilities down in the drain where it belongs. See ya. Oh, fuck. Oh my God. First my basketball, then the trike, then the dog, and now the officers. I'm glad I held this in all night.